tough road trip, one way or the other. Remember, we were kind of worried about. I know it seems like forever ago when they play Saturday, right, Charlie? Like my 2 days is a long time for me to remember. Okay, the point is, tough road trip. They squeak a point out the other day. Big notes I took away from it. Billy Husso was still awesome, in my opinion. Just looks good. 50 shots on net. What's up? Looks good. He's not like quirky. He just knows he's there, and he stops pucks. He stops big time saves. He has big time saves and big time parts of the game. Did you guys see the Robert Pertuzzo at the end, though? Did you see the penalty kill he had where he became a man and he had no stick? And this is what tough dudes do. And I got to give him a shout-out. Like, I really do. Because I'm hard on him for the past couple of years on different situations with the Sanford fight and this, that, and the other. And when Braden Shitten fights, I'm always like, Bertuzzo needs to be the guy. But damn it, that night in Florida, Sunrise, he's there at the end of the game with literally no stick, putting his face in front of slap shots just to squeak out a point. We love you. You're a warrior. I'm giving you a little ding-ding on the bell here. That's what you get, homeboy. That's what tough dudes do. You get in front of those blocking, like he's blocking shots with his chest. You're like, damn right. And you squeak a win out, or you squeak a point out of that. You lose in a, I believe it was a shootout. My memory's all messed up.
Yes,
but
sir.
41, good for you, Charlie. Would you have done that with that beautiful face of yours?
Absolutely.
No, you wouldn't have, because I wouldn't.
No. I don't want to get into this again, because this started a big argument at Top Shooters.
Oh, boy.
Because you put me in a position where I was potentially in the NHL.
Yes.
And then if I said I ever had to fight, you made fun of me. But you didn't make fun of the fact that I was almost in the NHL, which is equally or more difficult. My point is, I would have been the player that had to do anything to stay on the ice. So I'll just put it this way. I appreciate dudes like that in every sport, the grinders, the guys that don't get all the love, that don't score all the goals, that aren't the $7.5 million, $6.5 million defenseman, but go out there and just do work. And what? I know people were joking around that was the greatest shift ever and things like that.
Well, I mean.
But here's the larger point with this stretch of Jordan Binnington being out. This is where you just have to scratch out points anywhere you can get them.
There you
go.
go.
All right, everybody knows.
There you go.
Everybody knows when you have big dogs out. We saw this earlier in the year with Ryan O'Reilly, with Brandon Saad. Now you got Binnington, you got Justin Falk. All you have to do is survive. You have to survive and not get buried.
Yep.
You can't go on a stretch where if you're playing 7 games, you go 1-1-5. Everybody knows you're not going to be the same team without some of these guys, and you're going to deal with it all season long. COVID is not going anywhere. You just got to find ways to scratch out a point or two, and then when you get your guys back, you can kind of just recollect.
Now, let me 100% right on that, Charlie. No doubt about it. Squeak out points, block shots with your face at the end of the game with no stick. That's what you do. That's what you do. And Bertuzzo, that's his role. Now, you go back and you're like, you didn't get any credit. Like, I played 3.5 to 7 minutes a night. I got way more attention than I needed to get because of fighting. So, like that, like for me, maybe the penalty killers and stuff like that they can hide. But if you're a tough guy back, like, you're getting a lot of attention, perhaps too much for what you really are. So just so you know, which was good for me, I took advantage of it. But Bertuzzo, blocking shots with your face like that, man, good for you. Got to give you a shout out. I'm gonna give another little shout out too, by the way. And you know what? This kid's playing, man. And I know Jeffy Brown's cruising around, and he's pumped up right now, as he should be, because Logan looks really good on the ice, and he's not playing that many minutes. And that was kind of the concern on how you're going to be able to adapt from going from 19, 20 a night, playing every situation possible to go to the NHL and figure out a way to get on the puck, which was kind of his demise at times, where he didn't go attack and create and get it. Just like I tell these young kids, these parents with the kids, when they're young, your kid just needs to go after the ball. Just go after the ball. Go after the puck. And then whatever happens, they'll figure it. That's the next step to figure out. Now you're going to be like, well, I don't have to go this time. But the initial reaction is go get it. And Logan just didn't want to do that for a time. But damn, dude, he's cruising around. He's got the puck. He's shimmy shaking. He's going in net. He's got a stick down. He's using his body. He looks good. He looks really good. And that's why he's scoring. He ain't going nowhere. You keep playing like this. And he's playing with still 7 to 10 minutes a night. He's finding ways to be productive with a short amount of ice time. And his daddy's happy, too, as he should be. Now, anything can happen in the next couple of weeks, dude. You know how that goes. But as of right now, Logie Brown, good for you, baby. We love you, and you're playing great.
And this dude is still only 23 years old. We know he was a high pick. We know things didn't work out the way he wanted them to in Ottawa. He still only played 33 NHL games. This dude, he's not gotten a chance. Now, whatever reason for that, but he hasn't played in the NHL long enough to prove himself.
On a legit team.
He's doing that now. And to me, it's a small sample size of games, but so far you love what you're seeing. And we talk about this all the time. It's a cliche, but it's absolutely true. In the same way that even though he did some good things here, Zach Sanford needed a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And it sure as hell seemed like in the same way, because if you're a high pick and you got a lot of pressure and it's not working out.
Your buddies are dominating.
Look, everybody else is dominating.
Yep.
You're not loving life. Okay, and then also when you get traded, it is a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call that even though I'm only 23, hey, the team that drafted me already has moved on. It seems like, and it's very early, I'm not trying to jump to too many conclusions, but also that Logan Brown needed a change of scenery, and so far so good, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, I agree with that. Give you a little shout out there. I love seeing it because you just don't know. It's a different kind of team, man. You got to be on the ball. And Craig Berube's not easy to deal with. Like, he's not, but he is. Let me explain that real quick. He's not easy to deal with, meaning if you don't work your ass off, he's going to get on you. But if you do, and maybe you're not as skilled, although Logie is, so if he has that mentality where I'm Craig Berube style, I'm going after it. Just like I tell Andy's kids, go after the damn ball, and then we'll figure it. Like, just go get it. You're so skilled to where if you go, your initial reaction is just to go. And then once you get that puck, you've already been through so much with your life and your skill set to where you're going to spin off a cat and make a play. And he's going to go to the net. And he's going to push off a guy and go to the net, and the puck goes right to him. Right to you. Damn, take advantage of this, baby. Let that hair flow out, too, Logie. I know you wore a bucket, and I know, but next game, I'm going to have to put my foot down on that. I already text your daddy. A couple other things. Ryan O'Reilly was awesome. He's just playing good, man. Billy Husso playing great. The boys are doing it. They still lost that damn game. This is going to be very, very difficult. They play them again, I guess. They're playing Florida again. It's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be tough. They're really good. So just try to squeak points out. That's it. We're going to go to, we'll see what happens next. A couple of hockey notes before we go to the next segment. I feel bad for Lou Lamoriello. They've lost 11 in a row, Islanders. Did you just laugh?
No,
that's not funny.
That wasn't a laugh.
No, I know.
It just shows you how quickly the
Things
tables
change, baby.
can turn after last year. Seemingly everything was rocking and rolling for them.
Dude, it just sucks, man. It's just a weird year. Then they lose games. They miss games. They're not the kind of team that could just turn it on. They need to have their flow, right? They're not like so heavy skilled where you could be off, but the big boys could take over. You get my drift? Mm-hmm. Like, they all need to be an orchestra, like always a symphony, like Lou would always say. You know, you're a symphony. Everybody has to be on. Even
hold on a second.
Even that little flute player.
Okay.
Like I used to be. The fluty player.
So what were you, the bassoon?
He said that, I go, when we were interviewing, I go, what was I? And he said something very witty.
The oboe?
Funny. It's something very witty and funny that was like still denounced you, but kept you like, you know, hi, I'm still kind of cool.
So you're telling me
it was so funny.
That big badass hockey guy, Lou Lamoriello, would speak to the Devils and these guys with all these cups, and he would compare you to an orchestra?
Yes. A symphony,
really?
100%.
I like that.
Every damn time he would. Your boy in the back, I don't care if your lead singer's the best of the best, the boy in the back, if he messes up on that little flute, the whole thing's messed up. Meaning if I turn the damn puck over, I can't get it out of the wall, although I would, you know.
Quick story.
Yeah.
Just because I thought of it.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. And I used to do that because back in the day, my mom wanted me to play saxophone. Why?
Sexy. Women love them.
Dude, I wish I could play. We had a saxophone at my house because my mom played back in the day. So if you're trying to play an instrument, what do? You play the instrument you already have because you don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
So I would try to play, and I think 6th and 7th grade, I never practiced. I should have. But I was always, trying to play baseball and basketball, so I'd never practice. I never knew what I was doing. And then if we had one of those recitals or whatever the hell you call them, ice cream socials, I would pretend to play. Because I knew if I blew through that horn.
Son of a gun.
No, dude, that's actually being selfless. That's being a team player. Because I knew I didn't know the music, if I started just tooting that thing, I would ruin the song.
That's what I did on the ice. I acted like I was playing. I just did nothing.
Boom.
I did nothing. I will say this, though. We always get off track. Saxophone, guitar,
piano.
You want to have women like you? Get good at one of them bad boys. Now, the drums could be kind of cool, but it's obnoxious. Look, you're not going to be like, hi, cutie, come to my house. I'm going to play the drums for you. You're like, no, my head hurts. But if you bring come over here, I'm going to play a piano song for you, like,
John Legend.
And they're like, oh, my God. Or rock, what I'm talking about, rock. Or you're like, I'll get the saxophone out. What's up, baby? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Or guitar, like, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ding-ding-ding. Like, you're going to get a make-out session, no doubt about it.
Billy Joel, Piano Man.
There it is.
Look at all of his wives back in the day, all of his girlfriends back in the day.
Because you're a wheel. If you know those... Oh, here he is. What do you got to say?
He's got a take.
Oh, I just want to play something. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying. Those three... If you're a dude, if you're a parent, and your kid wants to get into something as a boy, saxophone, piano, guitar, or lead singer. Oh, Lord. Is this Frankie's song? Bigger.
So good.
Is this Eric Clapton? Oh, well, he had a remake of this, homeboy. This was on one of my favorite scenes in those drug Netflix cartel movie shows where they're in Mexico, and it's not even English, and you just got to read the subtitles, and they go to that badass drug dealer's house, and they walk in, and they play that song, and everybody's doing blow down there with a bunch of celebrities. The one guy, the main dude, the main drug dealer, has a bunch of like 13-year-old boys in his room with him. And they're like, yeah, he does what he wants. They're playing this song. It was the craziest scene ever. That's a badass song. Thank you, Matt Rocchio. Those are the three instruments you got to get your boys into, and that's that. What the hell were we talking about?
Text line real quick.
Jeez Louise.
Brad Boca says Rock would pull out his tuba to impress girls. Did he actually play the tuba, or is that some type of
he
innuendo?
played the flute. No, he played the flute.
All right.
No, what would you play? Saxophone. Charlie is a regular Bleeding Gums Murphy. Saxophone. That was Simpsons?
I believe so.
Is that the Simpsons? Jobu. Thomas is now day-to-day. 17 skaters tomorrow night. Boys are going to be getting their skating in. Yeah, they are.
Well, here's the deal, though. You got what we call in the biz a 4-game homestand. 5 of the next 6 games. Get home. Get comfortable. You got the Panthers. You got the Winged Wheel. You got the Canadiens. And you got the Ducks. You're home.
Spank 'em.
For a solid week plus.
Let's go.
Take advantage of it.
In that situation with no stick on... okay. Joe Boot Johnson goes, in that situation with no stick on that penalty kill, there was literally no one else on the team I wouldn't want... I'm good at reading.
3-2-N-1.
Jeez Louise. In that situation, Jobu says, with no stick on a penalty kill, there was literally no one else on the team I would have wanted out there than Bort. Thank you, Jobu. 100% right on that. He's already got a goofy face enough. I don't want Ryan O'Reilly taking a puck to the face because I don't want him out, and he looks sexy. It brings in the female fans. Bort doesn't really matter. He's just kind of the glue guy. We love you, Bort. You did a great job. That's why you're getting shout-outs by the buddies on the text line. Guys, Kieran was also in Home Alone.
That's Kieran Culkin. I can't remember the character's name. Well, so he's one of the sons in Succession, which is a fantastic show. And let me tell you, no spoilers, but I think something big happened last night. And then I spent about 30 minutes on the internet. The season finale is coming up next week. But who'd have thought? If you'd go back to, 25, 30 years, and you'd have told me that Kieran Culkin ends up having a...
better career.
Well,
I don't know
if it's fair to say that, because Macaulay Culkin was so big back in the day with Home Alone.
I mean, he's adorable.
What was it, Richie Rich?
Yeah. Oh, The
Remember
Lost Son.
Was that the one with him and Elijah Wood?
Yes, and they were crazy. That was a good movie. They lived out on the cliffside in like Rhode Island, wealthy family.
So, but now Kieran Culkin is a really good actor, man. Like his character in Succession is really funny.
I'm going to check that out. But you got to take, when you're that cute at that young of an age, you got Michael Jackson hanging out with you, that's going to screw you up. You got a bunch of other pedophiles probably creeping you out. Like you're in Hollywood at a young age and you're a little cute boy, you're probably going to be messed up. Now he's okay. It is what it is. It's the crime that you got to pay to be a multi-millionaire because you're going to have like the weirdos like creeping you out, man. They're all weirdos out there. It is what it is.
I remember not seeing anything or hearing from Macaulay Culkin for about a couple decades. And then apparently he was a big poker player. You'd see him on some of these poker shows, and he was dating the woman who's who's now married to Ashton Kutcher from that 70s show.
Mila Kunis?
Yes. Mila Kunis.
What is she thinking?
They were dating. Now this might have been 10 years ago, but I remember seeing Macaulay Culkin doing some poker shows.
If I'm a girl, I'm like, if I'm going to date any celebrity, it's probably not going to be him. I don't care how much coin he's got. I'm like, nah, no. Hey, Jackson, see you, buddy. Jackson's like the more Jack version of Macaulay Culkin, now that I think about it. He's a better, am I wrong on that? Like, look at him. Like, Jackson's a big dude. Like, you're Macaulay Culkin's older, cool brother.
Nah, you're better looking.
I mean, seriously. I mean, like, I'm just saying, you know, he's cute in the thing, but you like the bigger Jack version. Yeah, it's a compliment. Jackson's the best. All right, let's go to break. We'll regroup. Is Brookie coming in?
She is.
Oh, what's up?
By the way.
Yeah.
How old do you think Macaulay Culkin is?
My age, 37, 40.
Yeah, I thought he was my age. He's 41.
Oh, no doubt. Well, he was probably 15 when he did Home Alone, but he looks like he's 10. No, 5. What does he look like? What's he supposed to be there?
Dude, he looks kind of cool now. The picture of him on Wikipedia.
Let me look at that movie.
He looks like a lead singer. He's got glasses, but he kind of has a look of a poet or a writer. Or
Edgar
a lead
Allan
singer.
Poe? Yeah.
No, he just kind of looks like a bohemian, like a New York City dude who's going to, kind of break it down for you. He's going to have a lot of interesting thoughts.
A New York City guy that's going to break it down for you. I don't want to be around that guy.
He strikes me as a guy you'd see in a coffee shop that is reading an interesting book, but then he's going to talk to you too much.
Yeah, and he's smarter than you.
He's going to throw a bunch of theories at you and tell you how
I hate him.
Society is going in the wrong direction.
I hate him. Oh, yeah. Well, depends on what he's talking about, I guess. I mean, anyway, the point is, he's doing okay. His brother's doing okay. I watched Home Alone last night. Great movie. It is what it is. Jackson looks like he's the bigger brother. That's way cool. And that's a compliment. It is what it is.